Hello and welcome to the how-to video for degree audits and degree evaluations. So degree audit or evaluation is a roadmap to what classes that you need to take to graduate. It's a very awesome tool because it looks at what credits that you've already applied and what attributes they have that will meet the criteria to graduate, as opposed to a more vague 8-semester plan that your program has set up. This is going to look at what you've actually done. So I think the easiest way is to start on myWCU. You come over to Quick Links and then hit Personal Services. That's going to pull up a page that looks like this. You want to hit the Student tab, hit Student Records, and then do Degree Audit Evaluation. Select the current term, and that's going to come up with whatever program that you're currently in. It's also going to have different majors and minors if you have those as well. An important piece of information is this right here. It says email your advisor. So that is your assigned advisor, and mine is Dr. April Perry. So if you ever need to contact them, then that is one way to contact them. I'd also like to pay special mind to this what if analysis. If you are considering changing your program and you want to see what other classes that you might need to take and how your current classes apply to that, this is a good tool for you. However, if you're just looking for your current, you want to hit Generate New Eval. You can only do one program at a time, so you need to select that. If you have more than one, then like I said, you'll have to do two at different times. This term is your anticipated graduation term, so I'm just going to leave that right now. And then you hit Generate and Request. This can take up to 2 minutes to do, so for the sake of time, I've already pulled up one. So this is what it'll look like. Here's your program description. Again, here's my major. I do not have a minor, so that's not here. And then this is my concentration. Scroll down. This first box is your overall Western Carolina career. So think of each line as a criteria. So this is the total required credits and the overall GPA. So it is required 120. I've applied 120, so that criteria is met. The same goes for the grade point average. Scroll down a little bit. This is the area, so this is my program. Again, criteria for each line. I've only applied 66 credits, and I'm required 67, so I had not met this requirement at this time. From here on out, you should split the screen right here. So on the left side is the criteria that you need to meet, and the right side is what you've done to meet that criteria. So for the example, I am required this. This is what I've taken, so I have met that criteria. It also has your credits, your grade, and the source. So this is where those credits came from. You can think of H as here, but it also means academic history at WCU. If it's a T, that means a transfer grade. AP credits and IB credits will show up as a T. And if you know that you've taken those and they're not showing up, then you need to contact your advisor. Scroll down through all these criteria. This right here is where your minor would show up, but I do not have a minor, so that's not there. It would look very similar to your program, however. Your liberal studies, think of those as your gen ed classes. Again, split the screen into the left and right. It is sectioned off in the different criteria. Pay attention to these codes because different classes will be coded as different things. I mentioned transfer grades earlier. Here is a T. So I did transfer that grade in or class in. The grade does not transfer, so that looks like a TA, but the credits do transfer, and that's why that criteria has been met. The C's all stand for core, and the P stand for perspectives, and that'll be important in just a moment. You can see that there's a blank right here because I have not taken a P5 Fine and Performing Arts class, and therefore that criteria has not been met. If there are any notes specified, it's going to show up below. So right here it says take one P5 Fine Arts course. So that one's pretty self-explanatory, but some can be different. So I mentioned those P perspective classes. Right here, the next area is an upper level perspective. So at least one of those needs to be at a 300 or 400 level course. So mine is a philosophy 333, so that criteria has been met. Next area is the electives. So any classes that don't fit in the program that you ran the degree audit for are going to show up here. And these can just be for anything and everything, or it could be for your second major. Like I said, it's just pretty self-explanatory as just electives. Again, here's a description underneath the name. Continuing down is the Honors College program. So at the time of my enrollment, I was only required to have 24 credit hours, and I had applied that, so I had met that criteria. However, if you're enrolled after the summer of 2020, you are required to have 27 credit hours. So pay special mind to that if you're an honor student. If you aren't an honor student, this section won't be here at all, so you don't have to worry about that. I do want to pay special mind to these classes right here. If you take an honors designated course, so the entire class is also gaining honors credit from it, it's going to show up as Intro to Genetics -on or Principles of Biology -on. And it's going to have this attribute as honors, and that's where it puts it underneath this honors college. If you're doing an honors contract, it's going to say Organic Chemistry 1 and not have that on because it's just a contract, but it still should have the honors attribute. If you know you did an honors contract and it's not showing up in your degree audit, please contact your advisor for more information on that. This is your 25% rule. This just means that 25% of the courses that you take at Western needs to be at a junior or senior level. So at this time, I had taken 120 hours. So 30 of those needed to be 300 to 400 level. Alternatively, if you have 124 credit hours at Western, then you'll need to have 31 hours at a junior or senior level. Continuing on, these are your in-progress courses and what area they suffice. And then these are the courses not applied. So I withdrew from this course, and that's where it shows up at on your degree audit. Again, your advisor's below.